He put in the work to achieve greatness. That is how Coach Jesse Skiles describes tonight's second inductee. Known for his witty sense of humor and outstanding leadership skills, this inductee is one of the greatest all-time runners in the history of West Virginia Wesleyan. He led Wesleyan to 4 WVIAC titles, 2 in cross country and 2 in track. He earned a total of 11 all-conference plaques, 3 in cross country and 8 in track, and he earned his All-American honor in track in 1995 when he placed 6th in the marathon. He still holds 2 Wesleyan outdoor records, the steeplechase and the marathon. He made up songs about everything, recalls Skiles. He and Sean Armstrong were the odd couple that kept everyone loose. Eric was 6'4", and Sean was 5'4". Our inductee's running and music skills have also led him to fame after Wesleyan. Early in his teaching career, this inductee created an initiative, the Feelin' Good Mileage Club, a running program for kids. The encouragement he gave kids to run during recess eventually led to a grant to build a track, and several of those kids have become Virginia All-State runners. His music and teaching skills have become the focus of national media attention. On any given day, Loudoun County elementary school children could be heard singing songs for geography, or spelling, or math, or science lessons. His innovative and effective style has attracted ABC's Schoolhouse Rock and NBC's Today Show. He still runs and records music while finding time to return and speak to current members of Wesleyan's cross-country and track teams before conference meets. One of Skiles' favorite recollections of our second inductee occurred when Wesleyan was hosting the conference track meet. The Glenville guys were talking trash, that the Wesleyan star was scared of them and that he would choke in the 5,000 race. I looked over in the auxiliary gym and saw my star doing reverse dunks. I can still remember the look on their faces. Needless to say, first place in the 5,000 meters belonged to the Bobcats. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the second West Virginia Wesleyan College 2010 Hall of Fame inductee, one of the greatest runners in our history, Eric Chandler.
I am not a public speaker either, but if you guys could all just act like first graders, that would be great. Good evening. I want to start by saying how honored and humbled I am to be standing here tonight. Not only to be included with athletes with the amazing talent that Atla and Tex and any one of the soccer teams that have played here at Wesleyan, especially the 85 team, but also for the great student athletes who were inducted before me. One of the athletes that was inducted before me, Mr. Greg Hendrickson, was one of the runners who inspired me as an athlete here and gave me a goal to shoot for, even though I've never met him. I used to stand at the record board in awe of his times or go past the trophy cases looking for trophies from his years or pictures and wonder if I'd ever achieve any of the things that he did. As a child growing up, I was never particularly outgoing. Coach Skiles wouldn't believe this, but I was too shy to try out for sports teams and only ended up on a track team because I got cut from my 7th grade basketball team. To go from that moment to even being considered to be included with a group of athletes like those already in the Hall of Fame and those that are being inducted here tonight just really reaffirms to me that anything's possible as long as you set high goals for yourself and work hard enough to do it. I wanted to center my remarks tonight around the fact that I definitely wouldn't be here tonight if it weren't for a certain group of individuals who all had a hand in my athletic career in different ways. It literally took a village for me to achieve any of the success that I experienced here. I guess the first person I should thank tonight, who I wasn't expecting to be here, is Dr. Chamberlain, who delivered me. So the doctor who delivered me is here tonight. That's pretty cool. Wesleyan's hand in my future here started as early as high school when Mr. George Klebitz, who was the athletic director back then, let me date his daughter Jody. And then when I came here to Wesleyan, I was lucky enough that Doctors Rich and Ruth Califf let me date their daughter Lisa. And then soon after that, Mr. Yuto Dodson, who's already been mentioned tonight, let me date and marry his daughter Ursula. And I was starting to think that it was all some weird recruiting tactic that Wesleyan uses to get athletes here at Wesleyan. Seriously though, I wanted to first thank my mom who's here tonight. My dad would be here tonight and he'd be happy to be here tonight, but he passed away back in December from pancreatic cancer. But my mom was like a mother bird and was always trying to nudge me out of the nest, even though I was the type who wanted to stay in the nest. I want to also thank my sister Amy, who's here tonight. Although she's very modest and would never say any of this about herself, she's an amazing person, an amazing athlete, and she was a role model for me growing up. She kind of always forged the way ahead of me. She would always join the activities first and make it seem like it was a good thing for me to do. It was she who first joined track and cross country before I did. Was the one who experienced a lot of success at the state and college level before I did. And it was she who first came here to Wesleyan, and it was she and her future husband, Mr. Patrick Sharp, Dr. Patrick Sharp, who was an awesome runner in his own right. They were the ones who kind of came to me and said, come to Wesleyan, come do this with us. I want to thank the former Vice President, Mr. David Thomas, who one evening sat with me and a friend on his front steps and told us that he would love for us to come here to Wesleyan and would do anything that he could to help us get here. I want to thank my first coach here at Wesleyan, Mr. Mike Snyder, who through a personal letter to me made me feel that he and Wesleyan wanted me more than any other colleges that were recruiting me at the time. One of the colleges that was recruiting me was Wheeling Jesuit, but I kind of got the feeling that they were evil even back then.